Sprinkles. So today I have a video that's a little different. So you can see that I've got my bag here. It says have a nice day. This was a collaboration between Ulta and Steffi Lynn. I just really love this bag. I think it's great. So what this bag has become for me is kind of a catch-all, but primarily for like my lipsticks, lip balms that like I get out and then I need to put back away. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through this bag and I'm gonna kind of give like mini reviews of how I feel about them, maybe swatch them on my hand, maybe declutter them, who knows. So without further ado, let's hop in here. And I'm gonna turn the bag this way so you can actually kind of see what's in there. Yeah, I think that looks nice. So let's start with these because they're on top and I definitely feel ways. These are the NYX Smushy lip balms. I really like the component. I really like their like little rounded but also flat like end here. I like that they make a fun noise when you clink them together. These are not a lip balm. I will die on the hill that these are not a lip balm. They feel like if you put a silicone primer on your lips. This one is in the shade Sugar Smush. It's actually clear and it smells like pineapple. Here, can you smell that through the screen? It smells like pineapple, but this one is called She's Serving and I think it has a raspberry scent. This one at least has a nice color. It looks and feels kind of like a lip stain, but these are not hydrating. I don't know why they're called a lip balm because they don't do like any sort of hydration, things like that. I am probably going to keep this one simply because I like the color that it puts on my lips. But this one I think I'm going to give away to a friend who actually does like these. They feel like it makes their lips look smoother, but that's not really my concern. I want something that's gonna either hydrate or look nice. This is the CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain in the shade Epic. I really love this. It's a beautiful pink. If I think about it, I'll put a picture of me wearing it here. But I really like this. It's a bright pink. It's a blue-based pink. I really, really love it. However, it is incredibly drying, as lip stains tend to be. I have heard that some people use this, I think it's Hot Mess Tom uses this as a lip liner. Not this shade in particular, but in general. And I think that could work really well depending on the lip look that you're going for. I will say for a drugstore like lip stain in the US, it's pretty good, but for the money, you could probably get something better if you went through like a K-beauty kind of place. Let's go into this one. This is the Profusion, I'm hoping you can read it, Glowy Lips in the shade, I'm not sure, doesn't have a sticker on the bottom, but this one smells like coconut to me. Yeah, it kind of smells like coconut. It's very glittery. I got this because I wanted to know how hydrating it would be with how glittery it is. And I gotta say, I thought it was gonna be a little scratchier, but it's actually kind of nice. I am curious to try the non-glitter formulas though to see if they're better. So this is from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is their lip oil in the shade Fiend. One, gotta say, I love it, but it is very bright. Very, very bright. However, when I wore this out and about with friends of mine, they could smell it. So it is very scented. It has kind of a cherry scent, I believe. It smells cherry-ish to me. Yeah, it kind of smells like cherry candy. But I like the component, I like the name on it, I like that it's, you know, not lenticular, but kind of shiny, shiny. And yeah, overall, it's good, but I think it's a little too bright for me as like an everyday lip oil. But this is nice if I'm like going on a date and I want something hydrating. It's good for that. Let's look at these because I literally had to get them all out. So these are the MAC Glow Play lip balms, and as you can see, I have 4 of them. I like them, but they're not the best lip balm. However, I do love the color that they all have. This is the one I use the most. This is a shade Photogenic. It's a nice pink color. I have seen people say that you can use these as a blush, and no. With how sticky these feel, like not sticky, but how balmy they are, no way I'm using these as a blush. This one is the shade Vibe. It's like a light purple. I do really like this one. It's actually kind of a lilac-y color. To me, it actually adds like a little bit of blueness to my lips, which is kind of fun. I don't wear it on its own a lot, but I do wear it like under another lip color. Ooh, this one I love. This is the shade Trick. It looks very dark purple, but it's actually like a beautiful berry color. Yeah, I love that one as like a quick little, I want this to stay but not be uncomfortable. And then this is the first shade I ever got. This is actually called Oops. And it's like an orangey color. And I love this one as, again, like these two are more of like a base. For me, they just kind of add like a little more tint to my lips, which I really appreciate. The pink one, of course, I use like all the time. This one is more situational, but I do really love it if I'm like going for a darker look. As you can see, they do leave a little bit of color behind. You can't tell too much, but they are like a little bit staining. The only thing I will say that I kind of hate about these is they look exactly the same. Probably because you're not supposed to have 4 of them, but I do like their, what do they call it? It's got a gross name. They're like Juicy Squirt or whatever it is. The ones here where they're actually different colors. I wish these were like that, like still kind of shiny, but maybe like a shiny version of every color. I think I'd like that more. I know that would probably make them more expensive because, you know, for this, the components are all the same, but you just put a different sticker on the bottom. But I usually have to store them upside down. That way I can see which shade is which. I do like them though. They're not the most hydrating of lip balms, but they're a nice like mix between lip balm and color payoff. So I like that about them. Let's see. This is my Sugar Pill in Doll Up. This is their matte lip color. I might have to declutter this soon. It's getting kind of dry. But I do really love this shade. It's very much like a neutral, like lip color for me, but it's got like this gold shimmer to it that looks really nice on my lips. So I really enjoy that about it. So we will keep it. I'm not going to declutter very much because these are all things that I recently used. So this is not a declutter video. This is one I think I am going to give away though, so I did kind of lie just now. This is the Fat Oil Lip Drip in their clear shade, whatever it's called. I can't remember, but it's the clear shade. I don't use a lot of clear lip oils. I like for them to have a color. So that one I'm also going to give to a friend who loves those lip oils. I like the colored ones. Again, not the most hydrating. We'll get to my favorite lip oil in a minute. I have an Ole Henriksen in here. This is the Strawberry Sorbet Glimmer. These ones, the glimmers are not as hydrating as the non-glimmer formulas, but they're still good. I still like them. They're not my like overnight lip balm, but they are a really good one. Let's go for Buxom because I have 2 things in here. This is the full-on plumping lip polish in the shade Celeste. This actually came as a part of a set, and it's really just a nice like neutral lip shimmer. It doesn't really add a lot. What I love about these are the smell. They have like kind of a vanilla-y smell, but almost kind of spicy. I really like them. I like these before I do a workout or before I play World of Warcraft because I like the spiciness to feel alive inside. Part of the set was actually a new one of these. This is my Buxom lip balm in the shade. It's the Powerful Lip Plump. Sorry. Powerful Lip Plump in the shade Big O. I have gone through, I think this is my third one, and I literally have a backup. This is one of those gimmicky pH changing lip colors. However, for me, it's like the perfect pink. So I absolutely love this. Terrible at hydrating because it's kind of minty, but it's also not super spicy. Like it doesn't hurt or anything, but for me, it's like the perfect pink. So I always have one. Let's go for Too Faced. So I have a Hangover Pillow Balm in here. This is in the shade Pink Mint. I really like this. It's a nice pink with some kind of gold to it. It's a warm pink shade. Again, not my favorite hydrator, but if I'm looking for something that'll hydrate and add color, it's nice. But again, not the greatest hydrator. We have the Sailor Moon ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip. This is in the shade Sailor Star. This is my favorite purple lipstick. Favorite. It's very subtle. It's not like a bright purple. If I can find a picture of me wearing it, I'll put it here. But this is a very subtle, very workable purple if you're a little nervous at trying a purple lippy. I do recommend trying this one or at least something in the similar like color family because it is very light. So it's not super bold, super crazy. 10 out of 10. Love this color. Love this lippy. I don't know if they still make it, but if they stopped making it, I might just cry. I love it so much. So that's obviously a keeper. The last two things in the bag are actually both from Milani. This is their lip stain. As you can see, it's pretty well loved. This is in the shade Rose Rising. And it looks so dark. So dark. But for me, I put this on, I leave it on for about 5-10 minutes, and then I blot it away. And it's like the perfect rosewood kind of color. I just love it. And that's why it's been used so much. Because if I'm going for like a nice warm neutral look, but I want like a little bit of excitement, I'll use Rose Rising just because it provides a little bit of color. And I just love it. They're not the most like hydrating lip stain by any means, but they're also not the most drying one. Maybe that's what I should do, is make a video about like my best and worst lip stains. Last but absolutely not least is one of my favorite, in fact, maybe my favorite lip oil. No, it doesn't beat the Fenty, but for drugstore, this is my favorite lip oil. The Milani Fruit Fetish. This is specifically in Candy Apple. I don't know that they still make this. It does smell like a candy apple. It's got like a nice little kind of red sheen to it. But for this one, I got it super cheap at Ulta. They were discontinuing their fall scents. If you can find them on sale, get them on sale. Buy a couple. I like having these on my desk. I keep them, of course, where I do my makeup, but on my desk, I always have one because they provide a little bit of color, a lot of hydration. They're not super pigmented, but they're also not, nothing. They provide like a nice wash of color, I'd say. But these are all of the lippies that I had in this bag that I've used recently, how I feel about them. And yeah, I think if I had to recommend one from drugstore and one high-end product, I of course would recommend this drugstore one from Milani. Their Fruit Fetish is just unbeatable. I truly love it. I especially love I think it's the Raspberry Peach one. That one is my favorite because I love peaches. And then for high-end, I think I'd go with MAC, and I'd go with photogenic because I just use it the very most. It's just a gorgeous, like a nice pink. It looks really warm, but it's not too warm. It's not too cool. It's good. I don't know how well it will show up on like deeper skin tones, but it's at least hydrating enough to be useful. So there you have it. That is everything I have. I'm going to work on finding a home for all of these things and putting them back where they go. But those are my speed reviews of all of the Lippies that I've used recently and how I feel about them. I hope you have a great night, day, whenever it is. I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you're kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.